Guys, do we have a session for you today? Welcome to session number 90, guys. We made it to 90, and this is a crazy Monday right now. We are dealing with, it could be considered as Black Monday 2. We obviously know the original Black Monday back in 1987, but today we are seeing the market really getting rattled, feeding off of, Thursday and Friday last week as well. As we, had Liberation Day last Wednesday, where Trump announced tariffs on, they 10%, on all countries, plus, a lot more on countries we really want to put, add more on. So, market is really acting scared. A lot of investors are panicking. I've seen a lot of fear in the market, but this is quite something I've seen, guys. This is global fear, guys. This is global fear. Every stock exchange in the world seems to be reacting to this as well. We're going to dive into what's going on, guys. What's going on? As last Wednesday, he announced a bunch of tariffs. And really, we don't know if that's to really try and negotiate with other countries to try and remove their tariffs, or if it's, to really just put these in place. I think long term, we just need to get over. We've been running on this system for decades, guys, of no tariff system, and now to reintroduce it is quite something else. And obviously, a lot of these companies that are U.S. companies, they go to other countries to find cheap labor, ship that product back here. We don't have to pay a tariff, and we get that product for cheaper. Now, since Trump announced these tariffs, they're scrambling to try and figure out their manufacturing, if they want to bring it back here, if these tariffs are even going to take place. President Trump is trying to negotiate with other countries to try and remove theirs. There's a lot of uncertainty, guys, a lot of FUD in the market, fear, uncertainty, doubt, and that's what's causing a massive sell-off here and a potential recession. And some say we're even in one now. So let's dive in. What's going on today. Obviously, we had Liberation Day last Wednesday, and I'll explain what's going on. So CNBC live updates, put this in the description below if you guys want to see this video here. I'm not going to play it on this session, but President Donald Trump is threatening new tariffs, 50% tariffs on China unless Beijing lifts its retaliatory duties on U.S. exports by tomorrow. So in response to Donald Trump's Liberation Day, Beijing, China, announced a 34% tariff on the United States. Now today, President Trump is responding back to that now and says if they don't remove that 34% tariff, we are going to add an additional 50% tariff. The White House says any suggestion that Trump is considering a 90-day pause in tariffs is fake news. So today, market, futures opened last night as expected. They sold off. Today opened up pretty badly. Dow selling off 1,000 points plus. And there was a rumor, something got leaked, that there was going to be a 90-day pause on tariffs. This shot up the market, guys. This shot up the market. Everyone was awaiting this, to see what Trump's doing, and to see that news tells us something. Tells us the psychology of the retail investor or traders in the U.S. stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ. It tells you that people are on the sidelines right now waiting to see what's happening After they saw that, we saw a massive influx of people buying. And then, the White House came out and said that is fake news, guys. That is fake news. And then the market plunged right after the White House confirmed that it was indeed fake news. So we had a big spike and back down again. So that's what happened there. U.S. markets opened sharply lower Monday for a third trading session as Trump's tariffs paralyzed global trade and investment. So, U.S. really getting hit hard as well as other countries as well, their stock exchanges. And that's what we see next here. Asian markets plunged overnight with stock indexes. Singapore, Australia, Japan, South Korea, India all suffering losses. So EU did come out saying they will lift their tariffs if the United States lifts theirs. So far, we have not gotten a response from President Donald Trump on if he will lift tariffs from the EU. So far, guys, we have not heard from President Donald Trump to see if he will uplift tariffs from the European Union. And if he's really serious about these, tariffs on the EU, that EU is going to retaliate. And I just saw something that they're going to respond with a 20 or 25% tariff on the United States. Billionaire Trump backer Bill Ackman says America is on the brink of an economic nuclear winter due to tariffs, the Trump tariffs. We also have Doge chief Elon Musk and top Trump trade advisor Peter Navarro continued a war of words and tweets over free trade. So we saw Elon and Navarro go at it. Trump will also host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, one of his closest allies at the White House today. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick insists that tariffs will not be postponed and will stay in place for days and weeks. So there it is, guys. His Commerce Secretary saying that these tariffs are staying into place, and that is not a great sign for the market. So I'll leave this in the description below, guys. You could check out this video as well if you wanted to see that. There are also other live updates as well, so go check that out. It'll be in the description below. As far as we're looking at SPX right now. We have it really making a low at the 48.35, and that's we officially got into a bear market, guys. I believe it was like 4,900, 20% off the high, that bear market. So we definitely hit bear market territory. We have a current RSI level on the SPX, S&P 500 at a 19, guys, way oversold. All right, so as far as the account, we are down quite a bit. We did free up a lot of cash this past couple months, which was really good. We did, go into heavy as we thought, this last month, I believe, into the market because we thought it was going to bounce. But, no one knows what the market's going to do. It's continuing to sell off. We thought, Trump was going to really use this as an opportunity to negotiate. We didn't know he was going to go so hard into these tariffs, guys, and it's really causing uncertainty, doubt, fear, and so we're seeing the market really sell off here. So what we're gonna do is to stay cautious, we're gonna do $50 buys. We did one last Friday. We started with the $50 buy. We want to make sure this 12 grand lasts in case this is a recession for who knows, 2 years, 3 years. We gotta always stay cautious and have really good risk management so we can buy every single day, guys. Buy deals every single day, and if it bounces 3 months from now, great. We'll continue to try and find deals as that bounce happens, and if the market recovers. But just if it doesn't, we'll be prepared however long this sell-off goes on for. So we have the account sitting at 24.93, Total market value, we have 12.4 in and 12.4, so we're 50-50, guys. 50% in the market and 50% in cash in the Mogul 30. And guys, if you want to go see the Mogul pot, our long-term positions, our long-term portfolio, go over to mogulfellas.com, check out membership, guys. So guys, let's go see what's trading for a deal. Obviously, it's really what to buy right now, because there are a ton of deals in the market right now. We have Apple trading at a 20 RSI level, which is insane. Ford's in oversold levels. We have Nike in oversold levels. Tesla not there quite. If we see this under 200, we're going to be buying quite a bit in our Tesla trading position there. So guys, really like what to buy here. So there's ExxonMobil oil really crashing down. I believe it's crashed down under $60 a barrel, so oil really coming down to the 25 RSI level. Apple is really getting crushed, so that is something we would want to buy today. But looking at other stocks here, we see a lot of deals in the market, but I believe we're just going to go with Apple. We have, Apple trading at a 19 RSI level. They're obviously, dealing with some manufacturing issues, especially right now, as, they really produce a lot of stuff in China, guys, and elsewhere in the world, and then they bring their products here to sell to their consumers. So, they're dealing with trying to invest back into the United States, and they announced that they're doing a $500 billion manufacturing in Houston, Texas. So it's going to take a while for that to happen, though. So what are they going to do? Are they going to eat the cost, the profit margins? They're going to have to eat the tariff. They're bringing their stuff in the United States until that happens. Yes, guys. Luckily enough for Apple, though, they have a really good balance sheet, guys. They have a lot of money in cash and cash equivalents. So I am not worried with Apple. This just creates opportunity for us to get it for a discount. We see it trading under 200. Last time since, let's see. Looks like it was around this time right here, and that was in August, guys. August, and then it shot up, to a high of 260 there almost. So this is going for a crazy deal. Apple is a great company, great buy and hold company. As far as growth goes, they do need to figure out, with their products and innovation, what's going to be the next big product for Apple, guys. I'm not worried. They're definitely going to figure it out, but at these prices, it's silly not to get Apple below 200. So let's go ahead and do a $50 buy. The $50 buy will be going into Apple, guys. So let's go ahead, $50 buy, 0.27824. Let's go ahead and get this buy. All right, guys, so that is our buy of the day. Apple, that brings our position now to 4.4 shares, guys. So looking at the portfolio, we see a lot of red, guys, and that means we could get these, the Mogul 30 at a better deal, guys. We have, it looks like 28 stocks in the red right now, positions in the red, and these are close to being in the red. So we have a really significant cash position that we are going to unload into these positions every day until this market recovers. So that is pretty much our strategy. Dollar cost averaging every single day into 30 stocks, trading, flipping them. As soon as these stocks go up, we trim, and then we put the trimmings into a long-term portfolio. That long-term portfolio can be accessed with our membership. Go to mogulfellas.com, check out membership options, guys. So that pretty much wraps up session number 90. We have a lot that we had to cover. as far as Liberation Day, and it is not going well. But long-term effects, we saw what Donald Trump did in his first term. This did happen. His tariffs did cause an outrage, but then we saw what really came around a year later or so. We saw the market really rip, the economy really do well. So long-term investors, not worried. We could hold, some swing trading positions like these. We could, hold them until they're green, and then just keep adding to them with this cash position. And then once we do profit, throw it into a long-term portfolio, the profits, and then use that capital again to recycle into these deals. So that is session number 90. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit the outro.